Hello everyone, and welcome to another Just Draw. This ended up being a spur-of-the-moment Just Draw. I was actually doing this sketch right here as a warm-up drawing for what I thought was going to be the next Just Draw. And I thought it would be a great follow-up to the last Just Draw, in which in that one was what happens when your drawing isn't quite working out and you decide to go ahead and do it. This one, I don't know what it was. It was something about the form, the hunched over position of this character, the anatomy that I had just barely started on, but everything just kind of clicked for me and I found it very interesting. It was something about the whole personality of the very rough sketch, but it's one of those drawings that felt right, and it was very easy to draw this character from start to finish. And it's one of those fairly rare drawings. If you're familiar with drawing, you'll have those drawings that are very much a struggle to get into, whether it's an assignment or you're trying to figure out how to draw feet or vehicles or something like that. Sometimes, I don't know what it is, but stuff like that, when you have an assignment and you have to work on this and it has to look this way. Maybe I'm just talking for myself, but sometimes things like that can be a struggle. And then when you're just doodling, just sketching, playing around, sometimes things just flow very easily, and it's really just a pleasure to work on that drawing from beginning to end. And it's a quirky character here. It's a weird, chunky mole man, I don't know, stubby-legged thing. I don't know, but it was fun. I liked the lines, the flow, the rhythm of everything going on there. It's not a perfect drawing, but it was enjoyable. It was very enjoyable to do. I got to work on some things that I like throughout the drawing. Yeah, it was just fun. As I'm going through here, I'm kind of deciding fairly early on where I wanted things, and as you can see, the anatomy is very alien or mutant-y. I mean, he seems to have his triceps go all the way around his arm in a weird way. There's too many of them. He's got those nubby little feet legs. It's, when I draw things like this, if I think too much about what should be, then I might miss something. I might miss the opportunity to come up with something really cool and creative if I think too much about, oh, that looks like he's got two kneecaps, or that thigh there wouldn't be shaped like that. The musculature on that forearm is off. Of course it is. I mean, have you ever seen this guy before? It's some weird, monstrous, mutant, alien creature. He's doing his own thing, including anatomy. Sometimes you gotta ignore reality when you come up with something that is unreal. At least I think. Makes it more fun. You come up with a lot more interesting and strange and characters and creatures when you just go. Just just draw lines that look interesting. If you just think about form while having some sense of anatomy, when you go around curves and stuff like that, you can kind of create or play with anatomy, or what should be in certain places, where the muscles should be, where the skin should be, where structures might be if it were a reality. But if you're just wanting to play, and if you just want to have fun, if you want to come up with something that's never been seen before, you got to take chances. You got to just draw, just get through it, put lines down. It might work, it might not. If it doesn't, you can draw it again, or that's what erasers are for. Just do it. Just draw. That's what this whole series is. Don't worry. Just draw. Get the lines down. Make something. Have fun. Get the experience. Get the practice. You'll be better next time. You'll have tried something new. You know what works or doesn't work. Yeah. Fill up that paper. Use up those pencils. Yeah, as I'm drawing this guy, I can recognize there's some things that kind of, I would guess, is my style. You know, I don't know if this happens with you when you're drawing. Can you identify what makes your style your style? Or is it easier to point that out in somebody else's work? I know for me, it's easy to point that out in other people's work. And it is, I don't know if I could actually say, this is what I do. This is what I draw. I don't know if that comes from just I don't know, the ignorance of not seeing that in my own work, or because when I work with different clients, sometimes they ask me to, can you change the way you draw this, or can you do this differently? I don't know. But maybe that will come into the light as I do more of these just draws. Maybe I'll recognize more of what I do a little easier. Anyways, blah blah blah. Yeah, I tried to use different tools as I went through this, working my way up from light to dark, soft to more hard lines. I only just am using that mechanical pencil now. Just highlighting and enhancing what I like. I probably could have gone without the hard lines, but that's just the direction that I went with this one. I could have kept it softer line pencils, less, I don't know what you call that, graphical type of line work. But I wanted to show the distinctive forms, wanted to have things pop out. I could have done that just as easily by working my way up with other pencils from light to dark and accentuating things through the use of light and shadow. But I only had so much time on this, and I didn't want it to go on forever. I have part 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what we're doing. And frankly, I do like line work. I like seeing that in other people's work. I do both, but I guess I lean towards more this line work stuff. This way of drawing a little more than I do with working my way up from light to dark, from H to, I don't know, 7B pencils or charcoal pencils. I don't know if that comes from me enjoying inking my own work, or way back I wanted to get into comic books. So I guess that's kind of the birth of my style, was working with mechanical pencils. Maybe that's where it comes from. I think this whole thing took around hour and 20 minutes, something like that. I didn't really time myself. I should have done that. Maybe next time I'll put a stopwatch or my phone. No, I can't use my phone. My phone is recording this. I don't know. One of these days I'll put a recording somewhere. Put a stopwatch somewhere. Take my word for it. Alright, back to the pencil, working on shading some areas. Now that I went ahead and did the line work, I have a little bit more of an idea where I want to put shading. So I'm going to work my way around there. The shading isn't perfect. You'll see later on that if there was an actual light source, it's not completely accurate. I don't know. When I'm more concerned with creating a character, I won't necessarily be wholly accurate with lighting. And here we are wrapping up. Got the date. There's the finished product, or at least as far as I took it. Have some fun sketching and see what you can come up with. Until the next time.